Welcome to Wrestling with Reality. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday night. The weekend is almost here, thank God. I am John Wayne, and of course, joining me as always is my tag team partner, Mr. Richie Reardon. What is going on, Mr. Richie?
What's up, buddy?
How you feeling?
On the other side of this thing, yeah, I'm starting to feel better, man. Glad to be here tonight, though, definitely. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, man. I can't complain. It's Thursday night. The weekend is upon us. It's going to be a long weekend here in the United States, so I'm pretty excited.
Hell yeah, me too, dude.
Yep, get a nice relaxation in for the weekend and enjoy ourselves right before the school season begins here in New York.
It hasn't started yet?
No, they start right after Labor Day here, so they get out in like late June and they start right after Labor Day. So I think they go back Thursday next week. Yeah, a week from today. So
right on.
They're going back to school.
Oh, I know. Absolutely, I feel the same way.
Too much time. Too much. I love my kids to death, but summer break, I think any parent can attest to that and understand it. It's time to send them back after a while. We love
Absolutely.
them, but it's time they go back to school. Well, we are back to school here on the Retro, we almost flub that up still, old force of habit. We are going to take you back to school here tonight on Wrestling with Reality. We are going to all look at some of these awful fucking storylines that are going on in professional wrestling right now, and we're going to try to make sense of it. We're going to try to fix it. We can swear much more tonight. This is not a radio edition, so this is an open forum for whatever you guys think when we talk about this.
You can actually say the F-bombs?
We can say the F-bombs.
Awesome.
We got some shit fucking stories to address tonight.
Yeah,
because there's some really, really, really shitty angles going on. We talked about a couple of them on Tuesday, but then we got a lot of answers last night. So we'll talk about them all here in a minute. Let's get to the comments here. Sean Fuller's here. He says, hey, yo. Hey, yo. What's going on, Chico? Jeremy says, late night edition. Let's get it. Sean says, ring the bell. Fun fact tonight. When Brock Lesnar worked out for the NFL, he ran a 40-yard dash in 4.7 seconds and a bench press, 225 30 times. That's a beast right there.
Hell yeah. Brock is a beast, dude.
Lawrence, good day, everyone. Greetings from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. It's always great to see Mr. Lawrence. Hopefully, Australia, everything is going wonderful there. Also, in the comments, I see.
There he is.
There he is.
The rewind.
He's here. I would love to take Richie's back to school. Good evening, fellas.
What's up, brother?
We had to hit a little Survive If I Let You for Rewind when he comes up. He's got his own theme song here. He's got his own theme song on the show.
We're gonna have to play that every time he pops in now.
Absolutely. Blackjack Laza. Oh, I like that. Blackjack
I
Laza.
forgot about that.
Jude, what's going on, Jude? The dude,
Good
Lorraine.
dudes in the house.
F-bombs. Well, fart, Sean said.
Right?
Lorraine said, F the world. Fuck the world. That's right.
All right.
JD Fox, hello from Tennessee. Hello, JD Fox.
How you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
Hopefully everything is wonderful in the beautiful state of Tennessee. You ever been to Tennessee?
I've been close. My cousin lives out there. I would definitely. That's one of the places I've thought of moving. But I'm never gonna leave Arizona. I always joke myself and try to talk myself into it. I'm never leaving.
It's a beautiful state, man. It's one of the most underappreciated states in the U.S., in my opinion. Just my opinion. I love it.
I agree.
And I think it's a nice one. So, hello, JD. Aussie and Captain Graybeard. Yes, he was coined the other night as Santa Claus the other night.
Yeah, by our good friend Curvin. Hopefully,
Curvin. I wonder how Curvin's doing tonight.
I don't think he's wasting any time on wrestling. I'll tell you that.
He's not going to waste any time with wrestling by coming.
You might listen to a wrestling podcast, but not wrestling.
Yeah, nothing at all. We're just doing a little wrestling live stream, but don't waste your life on wrestling.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Sean says it's legal to marry a cousin in Tennessee.
Oh boy, I didn't know that was illegal anywhere. I thought you could do that anywhere. I mean, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying.
Whatever floats people's boat, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to go try the burgers in Memphis. All right, I never had a burger in Memphis. Have you? No, you haven't. You haven't been there now. So okay. Rewind says, "Thanks, guys. Taz is the GOAT. I feel honored to have the GOAT's music played with my name and presence, and I don't think I'm worthy." Oh, see, what a humble guy. What a humble guy. I think he deserves it. So just waste your life on masturbation, Lawrence says.
Lawrence, you've said that twice in a week now, man. Are you using Rewind lotion over there?
Stay away from Rewind lotion. It's bad news for you. It's bad news for you. Memphis is better known for hot chicken and ribs.
Yeah, they're isn't it Nashville? Oh, Memphis. Yeah, Nashville.
Are you a big barbecue fan?
Am I a big barbecue fan?
Yeah.
I love Nashville hot chicken. I love. There's things that I like brisket and stuff like that. I'm a barbecue guy.
Okay.
Are you?
No.
I love comfort food.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not opposed to it by any means, but I'm not a huge barbecue guy. I like a lot of ethnic style cuisine.
What turns you off about it?
Nothing turns me off about it. It's just not my jam more than anything. I like ethnic style foods. I like things with different seasonings and taste in them and things like that. I like barbecue. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not my favorite thing. Like, I think I've only grilled about 4 times this whole summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would you grill burgers and dogs?
Burgers, dogs, steaks. I did chickens on it. So yeah, I did burgers, dogs, steaks, chicken once. I think I made pork chops one time. So about 4 or 5 times maybe.
Yeah.
Smoked mac and cheese. All right, Jude.
Smoked mac and cheese is bomb, dude.
Jude, we might have to trade mac and cheese recipes here because I do a crock pot one that'll rock your world too, man. So smoked mac and cheese. I might have to definitely try that.
When we all get together for our wrestling meetup, dude, there's going to be a fucking potluck and it's going to be badass.
Bring some fucking mac and cheese. I'm down for that. KC is the barbecue capital of the world. That's right, Sean. Jeremy says 45 minutes. He lives from Tennessee. Jude, he's a fan. Jeremy says that sounds awesome. It does sound good. Smoked mac and cheese. KFC can go fuck off. We got KFC the other day and it made me sick. Not sure what's going on with KFC in Australia. It isn't the KFC I grew up loving. You a KFC fan?
KFC is, in the 90s when I was young, it tasted a lot different. I don't know what happened over the times.
Is it the aroma in the air?
It sparks a certain memory, a certain time, a certain place. We just saw our good old friend, our good buddy over there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. It sparked an aroma in the air.
That's the straight up 5 right there, baby. Good God.
Well, we don't have any. Nobody seems to be a fan of KFC right here. So
they don't like KFC? Yeah. I don't like it anymore. Like they've gone way off the deep end. And
Jeremy's going with Popeyes over them. Jude wants to know if they have chickens. Yeah, Jude wants to know if they have chickens in Australia, Lawrence.
No, it's just it's kangaroo fried chicken.
Kangaroo fried chicken. Yeah, Jeremy said the same thing. The chicken over there is kangaroo. Yeah. Well, we're off the rails already tonight. That's what I like. So,
yep.
Impromptu show tonight. We were just chatting earlier today, and we were both just saying how much we have fun, and we were just Richie said, hey, fuck it, let's just do an impromptu show. So here we are. A little late, but we're here. We're here.
Getting an extra dose. You're getting an extra dose next week on Wednesday. We're going to have the great Jesus Rodriguez stop in, or Ricardo Rodriguez for those of you.
So, we need to get him to do like an intro for the show.
Oh, we're going to.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
We definitely got to get like an Alberto Del Rio style one for Wrestling with Reality from him.
Yeah.
Man's got a great voice. It'll be a good show next week. Next Wednesday, we're going to be doing that. Probably
write your
live.
Questions down. We can ask him questions if it's not live. If it is live, then y'all can ask questions on there as long as he's cool with it.
Yeah, as long as he's cool with it, which I'm sure he's a super cool guy. So I'm sure we'll definitely have some time at the end, but it all depends upon Mr. Rodriguez. So we'll have an extra bonus show next week. We might do some lives for some of these upcoming shows. Maybe an All Out we'll do a live for. I don't know. We'll have to see if our schedule's aligned for it. I know they got Bash at Berlin or something this weekend. They got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Yeah. So wrestling is definitely crowded right now, and that's going to be kind of the topic tonight. So we want to hear you guys' opinion on these things we talk about. We were shooting the shit last night. I actually watched AEW again last night. Richie, did you?
I watched parts of it. Like I'm starting to get to where I want to watch wrestling again all the time, which is good. Like I'm probably going to start watching it religiously. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch SmackDown, but I'll definitely, I'm making a conscious effort to watch Raw every Monday. So I'm going to start there. I'll ease into AEW. So I'm watching Monday Night Raw and AEW. I don't know if I'm going to watch SmackDown for a while. What's that?
Did you see any clips from this week's Dynamite?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Did you hear about any of the spoilers for anything that went on?
Oh, yeah. The parts that I did watch was the Jon Moxley shit.
Yep.
I definitely think that. Oh, okay. We'll wait. Okay.
Yep. Moxley, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Hangman and Swerve and what's going on with that cluster.
I did see that.
Yeah. What's going on with that clusterfuck of an angle. And then we're going to check out also Bryan Danielson. We're going to try to maybe see where they might be going with this and their first move for All Out for him, for his opponent. And let's see what your thoughts are because they unveiled it last night. And then Richie had a good one for WWE because we were talking about it the other night on Tuesday. And a lot of people have definitely not been fans of the new Wyatt Sicks stuff. So we're going to talk about the Wyatt Sicks stuff. I'm going to let Richie have that because I really haven't followed much of it recently with them. So
I've got a good way of saving it. I don't know if do you think it was what I told you was pretty good?
I do think what you told me was really good, actually.
I think that's the only way they're going to be able to save it.
Yeah, I like I said, I have not been paying attention to their stuff the last few weeks, just what you guys tell me on the stream, or if I randomly come across a clip. I know we were making fun of it the other night. Jason Krantz has just popped into the chat, actually. What's going on, Jason? He said he was pumped to watch it every Monday after their debut, but they had taken a shit with the story and I'm almost tapped out. Yeah, I think Jason was the one that kind of sparked that question the other night on the show when we were talking about it and got Richie's juices flowing on it. So I'm interested to hear what you think about this because people have not really been fans of this stuff.
Yeah, they really haven't. It was going to be, when they had that Bray Wyatt documentary come out and then you watch the end of it, it legit made me, I remember texting you and telling you after I saw it, I was like, dude, this may get me back into wrestling, And the second I found out it was going to be a group effort, I knew the wheels were going to fall off, man. I knew that they had, because, unfortunately, WWE with factions, they don't really handle those too well nowadays. They really don't, So I've always
Which ones do you think they haven't handled well recently?
The Wyatt Sicks, I feel like. Judgment Day, I think they did good with. Bloodline, I think they did good with. But like that one with Chad Gable and shit like that.
Alpha Academy.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of weird ones. And then, making silly moves like putting Carlito in the new Judgment Day. You had the failed relaunch of the LWO. It's just hokey shit. And I really want to see Wyatt Sicks succeed, but I don't see them succeeding as a group. The only way I see them, Final Testament, the only way I see them going forward and actually being able to make this work is how I told you earlier. I'll share that when I can.
Yeah, Jude says they need to hit the reset button on them, and Sean said have them attack the Bloodline. I don't think they're in their league for the Bloodline, Sean. I don't want I don't think it makes sense right now for it, at least, because I think they're trying to work their way out of the Bloodline by WrestleMania. I think it's going to be the conclusion of that angle we've talked about on the show here before, and our thoughts on that. So I don't know how much more life you're going to get on the Bloodline other than the Roman Reigns stuff, the Rock stuff, the Cody stuff going into the next WrestleMania. But I don't know. keep them away from it, in my opinion, for now.
I agree.
Jude said the same thing. But so, what are your thoughts on it? Really, let me get to one comment here. Maybe WWE should follow Russo's idea. That's bring back a horror movie writer to write for the Wyatt Sicks. So bring him in to do horror. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
It was like with Bray. You didn't need to run it by.
You didn't need to do it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with this Wyatt Sicks thing. It feels like it's forced, right? Like it feels like
there's two opposing sides to it, Richie. It feels like there's one side that really gets that they got to have this shock and awe to it. And that to me is there's one side of the office that's pushing for that. And then the other side is pushing for this other part of it. And I think they can't agree on it.
They really shit the bed with choosing his first opponent. You got to go against somebody who's a monster. My opinion was if they were going to bring all 6 of these characters, you should have brought them down to the ring with Braun Strowman in there, and you should have annihilated him. You should have had them destroy him, and then stand in the ring and make that Uncle Howdy's first opponent. When you have him going against a guy like Chad Gable, and I'm not trying to disrespect him as a horrible talent or anything. He's very talented. Has a lot of shades of Kurt Angle and stuff like that. He's really good talent. But, if you're trying to get this actually over, you can't really put it over with a guy like that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to use a star. You have to use somebody that's believable, somebody that is dominant, like a Braun Strowman figure. Bronson Reed would have been cool to attack. Somebody like that, just destroy all the monsters of the WWE. They didn't do that. They went for Chad freaking Gable.
Yeah. Jude said they shouldn't even have matched yet. Slow burn.
Slow burn. I agree.
Yeah. Chad Gable is a jobber.
Thank you.
Says he does have some good ideas and bad ideas. I'll give him credit. Okay. Why would they put them in the ring already? Why don't you build this up for a little bit? Give these guys some time to just tear up the place and destroy it. Create a horror type scene to it. Not getting them in the ring, unmasking them, putting them in some pointless 6-man tag match they had. Like you said, putting him in a pointless feud with Chad Gable. I mean, come on. No disrespect to Chad, like everybody said here. Great performer, all that stuff. He's not a star. He's not on that level. The story was written with Braun Strowman right from the start. And then if you destroy Braun Strowman right off the bat, you're getting a huge rub. The guy's one of the, top big men they've had there for the last decade, off and on, Former world champion.
I was going to say he's been a WWE champion.
What a feather in the cap that would be for Bo Dallas and the Wyatt Sicks to destroy Bray's best friend and this big monster among men type character. I mean,
they should have went after CM Punk.
Yeah, I think that'll come though.
They should have went after CM Punk. They should have went after Drew McIntyre. They should have went after everybody.
Jason says the mask is awful and fake hair is like a Halloween spirit bullshit. Yeah, I think we were talking about.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, I think Jason was the one that brought that up with us the other night on the stream, and we were talking. It's awful. It just looks like shit. It looks like they went and got like $20, man, and tried to go raid the spirit store, and they think that it's going to look good.
They even changed the Uncle Howdy mask. It looks like looks like it's a plastic. Like the one from before actually looked rubber with some detail in it and stuff like that. This one looked plastic with like a straight hair wig, like not a dreadlock wig, but a straight haired one. It looked ridiculous.
Yeah, stupid as hell. Jude said I wouldn't have had them debut in the ring until around Survivor Series. I mean, makes sense. It would have been a good time for them to debut, in a War Game style, card like that. Could have definitely been something I think would have worked. I think you could have definitely dragged this out to Survivor Series before getting them in the ring and just build that, allure up about them over time. But
yeah,
Lawrence says Chad Gable could have been the next Kurt Angle, but for some reason WWE doesn't know how to use him. Would love Kurt to come into WWE as Chad's mentor and coach. I don't know why they never did that before. Would have made sense,
Well, it was headed that way for Jason Jordan, but unfortunately he got injured and stuff like that. They didn't pick it up with Chad Gable.
Yeah.
So
really.
Chad Gable looks like Charlie Haas to me.
Very much so. Smaller than Charlie Haas, though, actually.
Smaller, yeah.
Dude is a freak, though, man. Like, in the ring, he is strong as hell.
Yeah, he is.
Crazy strong. Sean says, it's an honor to Bray Wyatt. Have Bo Dallas wear the Fiend mask. We'll talk about that in a bit, Sean. I think you got a good idea there. But I'm not going to spoil Richie's thunder here on this one because I already had the preview. So Jude says that ship has sailed. So, Rich, you had a good idea with this angle. What would you have done differently, or what would you do differently in this moment? I'm going to turn it over to you now.
So, my thing is like what Jude's saying. You have to kind of hit the reset thing on this. I don't want to see it be a faction anymore. I think they kind of shit the bed already, and that ship has sailed. I think one of the ways you could save this whole storyline and kind of turn this into an even bigger thing is you have Bray Wyatt come out, or I'm sorry, you have Bo Dallas come out as Uncle Howdy, excuse me, and you have the Wyatt Sicks in the ring all together, and they present him with a gift, and it's a box patterned and wrapped like the designs that you would see on The Fiend. And he opens the box. It turns into, smoke starts billowing out. The lights hit red and black, and the lights go out and says, "Let me in." Lights come back on. Wyatt Sicks is down, similar to kind of how we saw him when they first came in, when everybody was, they were saying dead or with blood all over the face, whatever. You have them laid out in the ring, totally destroyed. You have Uncle Howdy's mask sitting in the corner on the ground, and the lights go back out. They come back on the stage, and you have Uncle Howdy standing on the stage, now dressed as the Fiend, in the costume that we didn't get to see Bray Wyatt wear. And I think that's how you save it. You have him kind of possessed by the Fiend now. I know it's very macabre because, Bray Wyatt passing away and stuff like that, but I feel like that will trigger the same feeling that The Undertaker did, like put legit fear in people, kids and stuff like that, with a character like that. Especially with the situation with Bray Wyatt passing and stuff. And it turns him into a main event guy right away. Because now you have this monster just wiped out his own people, this whole faction, and you can propel him to the main event scene.
I like the idea a lot, man. I think it's a great idea. And as I think it was Jason earlier said, or somebody had said earlier, I'm sorry, it might have been Sean. Yeah, Sean said it earlier. The inclusion of the Fiend mask, I love. Maybe if you even play this off as kind of a failure for them, like they haven't been able to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
Uncle Howdy is dead. He's not doing it. He's not following what he's, been taught and everything like that. And then you see, like you said, the lights go out. He comes back on with that mask on. Is the Fiend.
Right.
And then just tears everybody up.
You
like
can even have Alexa Bliss come out. I mean, you don't need to have her involved the whole time, but just have Alexa Bliss come out, put the mask on him, and boom. There you go. CG and I were thinking the same thing.
Yep. I like the angle. Have Alexa present the box and put Bo with the Alexa. I like the idea very much. I really do. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's money in all those people that are in the faction right now.
There wasn't in the Wyatt family when he was hot. It was just Bray Wyatt that was the big star.
Make him a solo act. I mean, come on. It's okay that it didn't work.
We don't need a faction.
These guys will be fine. They'll all find their way somewhere. It's not like they did anything wrong. I mean, maybe a Rowan would go bye-bye, but the rest of the guys are still young.
Yeah.
I think it's a way to salvage it is to let him go solo or let him go with Alexa, like you guys had mentioned. I think it's a good way to salvage it, but I don't know. I don't think they'll do that though. Where do you think they're going with this?
I think they're going to continue on the path that they're doing. Unfortunately, I think we're going to see this for a while. They're probably going to beat it like a dead horse. Unfortunately, that's what WWE does. They almost get like an arrogance about them. Like, no, we know good shit, so we're going to keep doing this path. And, fuck what everybody else is saying. It's a bad decision, man. If they keep going down this route, they're going to shit on this. They're going to ruin it. And it sucks, man. I really, really want it to succeed. It was one of the things that brought me back into wrestling, and I was excited about.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted to see this, have been excited for this, and the steam has just been completely just derailed from this. It's gone. It's just not there. Lawrence says maybe
it's like a fart in church.
Yeah, he said maybe get rid of the Wyatt Sicks like the NWO. It needs to be put out of its misery. Could be. Rewind says you had a really good word choice there, so he's a fan.
That's good.
You're getting some of the Richie edumacation today, so that's a good thing. Should the Wyatt Sicks go down to NXT? What do you think? No,
I don't think. No, I don't think NXT. I think that would be too diminishing because you'll never put the wheels back on that wagon if you do that. I mean,
and so many of those cats have already been down there for so long.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I mean, you already shit the bed with it. You've already shit the bed with it. So it's either you go in a way different direction or you cancel it altogether.
Jason says, I'd be pissed if I was Gacy. He's so talented. Yeah, I mean, the guy was just doing great shit. He was always featured down in NXT, had a big promising future. He was leading kind of a crazy faction down there for a long while. He gets put in this angle, and now it looks like he'll probably have to get repackaged again after this because I don't think they know how to save this, to be honest with you.
What was that group that was put together Shit, I can't think of it now. It had like Dominic Davakovic or whatever.
The Revolution or something.
Do you remember all the goofy guys with the masks and shit?
Yeah, what were they called?
Was in it.
The Reckoning or the
Something.
Revolution? What was that group, guys, with all those idiots? With Mustafa Ali was
the Retro Wrestling Reckoning. Oh no, not that one.
Retribution.
There you go.
Retribution. God, that was awful.
Retribution.
That shit was snake bit right from the start.
So bad.
Yeah. You guys got it right here. You guys knew this one. I don't know why. That's one of those ones you like block out of your fucking mind because you want it to be
so bad.
Oh,
it was so
dude.
bad.
It's one of those ones where it's like maybe it actually could have some life in it. And it's like, no way. That thing just took a fucking dump. Gone.
Yeah.
Jeremy says, I like the idea. I'd keep one of them in Nikki Cross and let Bliss be with the Fiend. Nikki Cross just announced today they signed her to a new long-term extension. So good for her.
I guess.
Gacy and Cross, Jeremy said, versus the Fiend and Bliss. Let's see. Or Jude says, also have Alexa come in and save the members of the Wyatt Sicks from Uncle Howdy, and then she turns at the end and aligns with Bo as the new Fiend that Bray was going to present. I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's good. That's a good turn on it. Lawrence said, apparently they talked about the Vince McMahon documentary. We're going to hit on that in a minute, Lawrence. We'll get back to that. What else do you think for the Wyatt Sicks? Anything else you think of that is essential that could maybe help save these guys?
I think the only way you save it at this point is if you make him a singles competitor. I think Uncle Howdy has sailed. I think that the characters of Wyatt Sicks have all been shit on already. The wheels have fallen off this thing already, man. And it's sad because I really want to see it work. I just don't see it working as a faction. I don't see WWE having the capacity to have these guys on each and every week either.
Will they keep a guy like Rowan around after it's done, or do you think he's gone?
Yeah, he's gone.
What about Gacy and Loomis? What about Gacy and Loomis?
I think they keep him, but I think they put him in hokey shit again. You know, that's the problem with WWE. That's the one issue I have with them. Like, you take a guy like Karrion Kross, who was one of the hottest free agents at the time that he was jumping ship with his wife Scarlett Bordeaux, and you turn him into this fucking gladiator-looking figure. It's just horrible, dude. Like, fucking horrible.
Rewind says, I guess Richie has taken me back to school. Thanks, Mr. Richard.
Anytime.
Professor Strowman Richie suddenly joined the Wyatt Sicks.
The 4-time COVID champion.
Yeah, he's defeated that. Sean says, what about having Strowman suddenly join the Sicks? I don't want to see him in it. I think he would die with it too, Sean. You know?
Oh, I wanted him to get destroyed by the Sicks.
Yeah. If they put him in it, I think
Strowman's ship has sailed too, though. You know,
it has. He can still, but he's still, he can still be a small attraction for them.
Yeah,
it's not completely done with him, but
right.
I think his days of ever, being a world champion are long since gone.
Yeah,
I think he'll be enjoying cashing his check for as long as they'll pay him. So
absolutely,
Cross will leave for AEW and be a beast. I think a lot of people, would agree with that. What do you think if Cross went to AEW, or you think he'd get lost in the shuffle?
I think he needs to shave his head again. I think that goofy ass haircut he has isn't working for him. I think that WWE literally changed every aspect of his character. It's a shame what they've done with him. I think if he went over to AEW, there's his style in TNA matched that, right? So I mean, he had to wrestle with guys like that, Ace Austin and different people like that. So I really think that he would do well over in AEW, a lot better. Hopefully they would use him better. But then again, they shit the bed with storytelling. And Karrion Kross is a storyteller. He's not necessarily a high flyer or a bruiser or anything like that. He's a storyteller. So I don't think they would use him right either.
If they brought the TNA Killer Kross back, that psychopath character,
that's the one I want to see.
Bring that shit back.
He was like Hitman. He was like Agent 47. That's what he looked like.
If this guy goes to AEW, if he did, it's just speculation because that's the question you guys brought up there. If he went, he'd be a killer there if they did it right with him.
Yeah,
he'd be a killer over there, and I think they could book him correctly.
You think AEW could?
I do. I think they could. I think they could find a way to make that work.
Who would you pair him up with over there?
Right off the bat, man. That's a hard one. It's going to be dependent upon whoever the main event player is. If you bring a guy like that in and you're going to give him his last shot, essentially at something fairly big, you got to bring him in to take out the champ and whoever's at the top of the helm at that point.
That's
know,
what WWE should have done.
and they didn't. And that's
And they
why
didn't.
you're seeing him where he's at right now, amongst many
I thought
other
it was a pretty disrespectful move on their part with the name that he had and was establishing, that they put him in NXT.
I think it was a good placement for him. I think the NXT really brought him to a new level where people were really excited about him, and he was killing people down there and was just a murderer as a competitor and a badass.
Why do you think they do that, though? They put him in there as like unstoppable figures, and as soon as they bring him to the main roster, they did it with Braun Breaker. You know, they had him lose to Sami fucking Zayn.
Yeah, but they're doing pretty good by him right now. He's tearing and destroying everybody right now. So I agree with what you're saying about the Sami stuff, but I think they're building Braun pretty darn good. I think he's got a lot in store for him in a good way. So I don't know. I think Cross could potentially do really well over there. I really do. But you got to bring him back as the Killer Cross style, 100%.
Absolutely.
So, let's see. He needs to go back to the Hitman aspect. Yep, we definitely agree with that, guys. I think pretty much everybody here knew that gimmick for him, would agree that's the best one to go with. Have one of them be written off TV and the rest feud with the Judgment Day. Okay. 4-time champ. I'm only a 2-time champ. I have a lot to learn from my new favorite professor, Mr. Richard. Maybe after a long day educating us, I can help you relax with my soft hand. Balls in your court, professor.
No balls will ever be our balls.
Lorian says Killer Cross in an Arkham Asylum style faction with Uncle Howdy. That could be cool. But who's going to be the main event player, though, there, Lawrence?
That's the tough part.
You know, these are the guys that with Uncle Howdy and Killer Cross, you're going to try to both push them to a high level. I don't think you can put them together in a faction for that reason.
Right.
So Jude says I'd have him retire Jericho. I don't think that's happening.
No.
I'd have Cross attack Swerve. That could be a good feud. That could be interesting. I do like that. I think he did great in NXT, but it didn't transfer over to the main roster.
Yeah, but I don't think it's him that had the problem. I think it was management didn't believe in him.
I think he was caught in a transition period of time over there with Vince, with Vince coming and going for a little bit. And
it was just shit
timing, shit creative, shit environment there. Everything was a big pile of shit. Right. And I think he got lost in the shuffle easily. They brought him back shortly after, and the rest is history. Really hasn't been much better. It's been a little bit better than the Gladiator stuff, but
slightly
not much more in my opinion. I think
I don't think it gets any worse than that fucking Gladiator shit.
Imagine this. This is the guy that's killing everybody on television for 2 years, and you bring him in as a fucking gladiator. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, what a mask.
Jude says
I think they got that shit as a bondage store or something.
Him and Rewind are shopping there together.
They're there at the DomCon picking up
fucking DomCon. 100% Rewind. 100% Vince, Jude says.
We got to get the Punishment Bowl going, by the way. We got to have a meeting about that.
We have to do that tonight. When we might have to do a little Punishment Bowl segment with Rewind tonight. I'm sure
we should have him. We should have him rate the segments that we talk about with the Punishment Bowl and how many swats he would give either.
Is it the more swats, the better we are?
That's all.
Or the less swats.
I think when you get swats, you're a. What's the lingo in that fucking?
I don't know. I'm not involved in that shit.
Yeah.
Rewind off to educate us later.
There you go.
Well,
I don't want you to be my professor in that.
Professor Rewind for student Richie.
For bondage.
Man, no one has shit the bed worse than Keith Lee. What happened to that guy?
Fuck, you ain't lying about that.
He got injured or something and just fell off the earth. Oh, terrible.
Did you ever see Star Appeal in him, though?
Keith Lee? Fuck no. He looked like Shrek.
So
it was awful. He really does. He looks like just that animated Shrek. And he's a good worker. He's not a good promo. He's a good worker.
He's a horrible promo.
Yeah, awful promo.
Yeah.
And has no charisma to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
I never saw any big future in him. That was just me, though.
Yeah, for sure.
That's just me. Swats and implements. I think he said, and implants. I think that's what he's trying to put there.
Implements. All right. We're going to touch on that.
He was good in NXT. Jeremy, once again, it was the production there and what they did. And then they turned him into the fucking Bearcat.
The Bearcat.
Then he came to the main roster and became the Bearcat. Can you believe that? You're killing everybody. And
they do that to every NXT competitor that they build up. as these fucking monsters, and then they come. Who do you think was the biggest missed opportunity that they had in NXT that they've done that to? Which one do you think is the worst?
There's been a few. I got to go with Killer Cross. I think he's their biggest mistake that they made. There was license to print money with that guy. And literally, he was one of the hottest acts everybody wanted to see get signed somewhere big for a long time, And then he had to fall out with TNA. He was a big name around the non-WWE land.
It's huge, right?
Yeah. He was like the number one signing people had for years. Everybody was looking forward to Killer Cross going over there. So to me, probably Killer Cross was their biggest miss for me. What about you?
I'm going to say, and this is without all the the side shit of what this guy got involved with after the fact, but Velveteen Dream is probably one of the biggest misses that they mishandled. God, man, what could have been with him? He was on fire, and he had that big scandal and everything like that, and just that to me, I thought Velveteen Dream was on his way. I really did.
I think he ruined that for himself, though.
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
And I know he's taken his licks. He's absolutely apologized to everybody publicly. I think it was legit too when I heard it. I really do. I think it was a guy that grew up a little bit, made a lot of poor choices. Learned from it. He was never convicted of anything with a sexual nature like people accused him of. Nothing went to court. There's nothing that this guy did. It was kind of like the Enzo Amore thing when he got fired for it too.
Man, that's another thing is I miss Enzo Amore a lot. I see his promos all the time on TikTok and shit. And that guy could talk, man. He really can.
Let's see. Jonah could do better after NXT. Someone that even make the main roster. Adam Cole, okay. Derek's going to go with Ascension. Boy, they were killers too as a tag team. Yeah. They were like the next big thing of tag teams.
And they paired him with Stardust.
Oh,
what the fuck are you thinking?
That was late. That was after they, made him job out to everybody. I think they won the titles their first night or something, and then just got jobbed out to everybody afterwards. But boy, they were a mess. They were killers in NXT too.
I thought their gimmick was pretty cool too.
It was different. It wasn't bad. I didn't think it was bad at all. Jude says when you're talking about the Dream, yep, but he didn't help himself either, 100%. Yep. Cameron Grimes, he was a big miss. Yeah, he was doing some good stuff.
It seemed like they were going to put him on the up and up, and it definitely went down, down, down.
It sure did. Enzo could talk great, but didn't have the in-ring skills as a solo wrestler.
I just wanted to see him as a manager.
He'd be a great manager.
Phenomenal manager. I think that's the missing art of professional wrestling today is having solid managers,
Good pick from Lawrence here. Bobby Roode after NXT too.
Bobby Roode, dude. That's you know what? I would like to change my pick to that. Bobby Roode. That guy was a stud, dude.
Yeah.
I think he got over there a little too late though, James Storm as well. He got over there late. Just they could have used both those guys.
But what a team player Bobby Roode is. When you see him, he came over there close to 40 years old, I think, when he was coming over there, late 30s, close to 40 maybe. Didn't need to be in NXT. Let's be realistic. The guy could probably work circles around 98% of the people in the company at the time. Was a huge act for TNA for many, many years. I didn't think he needed to come in NXT in any way. There was nothing that you were going to teach Bobby Roode that he probably didn't already know. But just like Bobby Roode being the class act that he is, he did it and he made it work and he did great at it. And then they bring him to the main roster. And remember the Glorious stuff? It was so everybody loved it.
Everybody loved it. And he looked like a star,
yes.
Right? He had the robe, he had the catchy song. Same thing with Shinsuke Nakamura, Another huge one.
Dude, another one.
Go watch Shinsuke's debut when he came out.
Yeah, against Sami Zayn.
When that fucking guy with the violin came out and started strumming that fucking thing and playing his song, the crowd went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Epic moment.
Yeah.
And
they built like a whole bunch of stuff around. That was on the NXT TakeOver before Mania that they did that against Sami Zayn. And that crowd went electric for him. The intensity that he brought, just the personality that he brought, the fans just gravitated into him.
It was
just
different.
Like that. Yeah.
It was something different, and that was at a time when WWE was regurgitating the same shit every week. and you finally get something different, and they shit the bed with that. Matter of fact, I think he's one of the only ones that won the Royal Rumble and went to WrestleMania and lost.
Yeah. I think there's about 5 of them, maybe, or so.
Yeah, but I mean, on that stage though, like from NXT, you know,
Yeah.
he made that explosive debut, and then they did that. I really because I went to that Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And I really, really thought they were going to put the jetpack on him, and they just, dude, they ripped the carpet out from under him.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about him that they don't like, or that they just don't see that main event level attraction.
Jeremy brings up a good one here.
Yeah.
The Demon
Finn
King.
Balor.
Finn Balor.
Yeah. Finn Balor. Jude says Nakamura would be another great potential star in AEW. And you know they would put him over like crazy because you know Tony Gonton's fascination with Japan and all the New Japan Pro Wrestling through the years. Nakamura would be treated like a star over there. Yep. They would definitely do him right over there, Jude. And they would pay big money for him too, because you know Tony'd open up his wallet for that one.
Well, I would love to see Nakamura go against Kenny Omega. I think that would tear the fucking house down.
Shit, yeah, it would.
You know,
him versus Ospreay. You know, him versus an MJF could be really fun too.
I just don't want Ospreay to hurt him.
I think he'd be good. I think Shinsuke works a little stiffer.
Yeah,
he works a little stiffer, maybe.
Right.
We should have seen Bobby Roode in dream matches at WrestleMania against the likes of Triple H, etc., cool, which never happened. Samoa Joe, good one, Jeremy. I agree.
Yep.
Laurent said the same thing. Samoa Joe. Why didn't they book Samoa Joe as a world champion over there?
Because the look. Another timing situation where Vince was in control still. You know, he's more of the bodybuilder guy, and unfortunately, Samoa Joe looks like a meat wad. So, you know, he's a muffin top like a chick. So Vince was not putting the belt on him.
Jude said he was hurt a lot too. Yeah, he did have a bunch of injuries over there. Now they wrote him off TV with Jericho putting him through the drywall or something on AEW.
Weird.
Well, good segue there. Let's move on to AEW. So I actually watched Dynamite all the whole show last night, and that's the first time I think I've sat through a whole Dynamite. And God knows how long. To be honest with you, sometimes I'll catch clips of it, but definitely I don't sit down and watch it. What a shit show that was last night to me. What a disorganized, sloppy show. Coming off what is their biggest
like shit.
He looked we'll get to him in a minute.
Yeah.
Because this will be rebooking angles a little bit and what's going on with how they're starting some of these things off. Moxley totally looked like shit. It was a flat crowd. It was at this weird looking arena of some sorts. And I thought they were in like a strip mall or something at first. It was really weird. I don't know if any of you guys that watched it last night, did you guys notice that too? It was a really weird setup to this building. You know, just terrible. The whole fucking show, for a show that boasts themselves about wrestling, was various interview and celebrations and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
it just was disorganized to me all day long.
It was horrible.
What did you think about what you saw?
As far as the parts that I caught, I mean, I was going to watch the whole show, but, you know, I had some other shit I was getting into. I had to help my daughter with her homework, cooking dinner, stuff like that. So, I had it on in the background, but the parts that I did catch, it just coming off their big show like that, you gotta start with a bang. You gotta lay out your formation of your plan and stuff like that, where you're going. And it doesn't look like they have one. I mean, it looks like they have one, and it's the obvious one that we all were talking about. But, you know, I don't know where they're going to go with this, man. I'll tell you what, though. Jon Moxley looked like shit.
Yeah, he looked like fucking slop, bro. 100%. Jude said we should do a watch along for AEW Dynamite. I'm game to do a watch along.
As long as nobody falls asleep, I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm game to do one. I have no problem. It didn't turn me off of it that bad that I wouldn't watch it like that or anything again. But MJF's promo was horrible. I didn't like the promo either. I thought it was stupid.
Yeah.
Did you see his promo?
I didn't get to catch that part.
Yeah, it was stupid, bro. Like, really didn't do much for me at all.
MJF should be in their title picture right now, man. I don't know what they're doing. They're wasting their time.
He's feuding with Daniel Garcia.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Daniel Garcia. Yep. We'll get into Pac and the Ospreay thing in a second.
Hey, BK, welcome to the show.
Yep. Sean Fuller says AEW was held at the Mall of America. Did they do one at the Mall of America, Sean? I don't remember that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. The Storm and May stuff is probably the best angle that they had going. Yeah, and they had a shitty match that they booked them in, Lawrence.
Yeah,
It was definitely
ended rough.
probably one of the best angles they had going on, and they flubbed it up with that match.
Yep.
This is enough to figure out AEW. Swerve wins the title at a pay-per-view. Isn't even on Dynamite. Swerve was on Dynamite last night, Jude. He was there. So isn't even on Dynamite. Danielson wins, featuring the main event segment at the end of Dynamite. AEW has no rhyme and reason for what they do with anything. There's no sense of these angles. It's like they're booking for their own entertainment, it seems like to me sometimes.
I think that they're trying to be so different that, oh my God, rewind. He can't even do the Taz mission anymore, bro.
MJF has no new routines for the most part, Jude. I agree with you. He's just reruns at this point. He hasn't recycled any,
you know what's funny about that, Jude, is people said that this guy could outdo fucking Piper on the promo.
Yeah.
Like, no.
And I still love MJF. Don't get me wrong.
That's fine, but Piper could write shit for days and days and days. Like MJF, if you're saying that he's already a rerun at this point.
Oh, yeah. Jude's talking about the Dynamite after he initially won the title. Yeah, there you go. He wins the title, and you don't even bring him out on the show the next night when they did that a few months back.
Well, it just shows you what they think of Swerve, you know?
Yeah, wasn't it Jude that predicted Danielson versus Jungle Turd? Yeah, I think he was, wasn't he?
Yep.
Sean says I was joking about them All of America. I was going to say, I would turn in if they did them All of America. I still love that Nitro to this day. I still love it. Lawrence, we'll get into this in just a second here. Jeremy says he slept through most of it. Probably a lot of people did too. It is like TK is playing with TEW too much, or I think he meant AEW too much, and it's just following random stuff from them. Okay, fair enough. Jon Moxley comes out, hasn't been on the television there since I think they said Forbidden Door, so a few months maybe. You know, hasn't been on this at all. Comes out from the crowd. This is where I first saw that it's a weird looking place.
Comes out in the weirdest fucking out of place outfit like that you've ever seen him wear. Horrible. Looks like he's been sitting on the couch drinking fucking beer every fucking day. Like
he looked like a 45-year-old like stay-at-home dad who is like a drunk. Right. And just smokes cigarettes all day long and is just drinking beers, picks the kids up in an Uber because he doesn't have a license anymore. Right.
He's having his kids fucking blowing the thing to start.
He's got the little pop belly going on, you know, for his little beer belly there. That's what Jon Moxley looked like to me last night.
I love Jon Moxley, but he looked like shit last night, dude.
Joe Jude's got a good one here. Hey, what's going on, Rand? His new music was better. Oh, I liked Wild Thing over that. That was Death Rider, I think, that he came out for, right?
Yeah, Wild Thing was.
Yeah, I like Wild Thing with it better. I think it just fits. Didn't recognize him. He wasn't bleeding. He's the guy that went to the store for scratchers and cigs and never came back. Probably.
He never came back.
Yeah. So he comes out.
He's on vacation.
He acted like he was intoxicated on there to me.
Yeah.
Did you kind of see that from this clip a little bit?
You know, I'm not trying to pick on that just because, like, we already have, you know, but that's kind of his demon that he goes against because he's alcoholic and shit. But dude, it looks like. I don't know. It looks like he had a little bit of a problem because he's out of shape, dude. Big time. Like big time.
So I watch on that streaming platform and you always talk about, we're not going to mention it here, but that streaming platform, you know, we can check out sometimes. And we were watching it and me and you were both like, we were chatting back and forth a little bit last night about a few things. And we saw Moxley. We were just laughing our asses off at him. He kind of looked like Mr. Rogers a little bit, dorky. Just didn't fit. And then he comes out and gives that weird promo.
Yeah.
Like, did his promo make any sense to you at all?
No.
Yeah. And then he like whispers to Shivani and says they don't control they're not in charge anymore or something like that.
So where I think they're going with that is obviously what everybody else thinks. I think that Shane McMahon's going to come out and, you know, I hope to God that it's a comedy segment and he does the I now own AEW. I would pop, but
takes us back to the final Nitro.
Furthermore, I think it would be, dude, it would be such a sideswipe. Like if Vince McMahon came out with Shane McMahon, how crazy would that be?
With Vince?
Yeah,
that would be the greatest moment in wrestling history, right
Ruby
there.
Ridge. Oh,
I never seen Ruby Ridge.
Oh, dude, that's fucking funny.
All right, I'll look this up later. If Vince McMahon came back with this angle and did something like that, like that would be the greatest fucking thing ever.
Yeah,
it would be the greatest fu to the WWE and what they did to him in his mind. 100%.
Oh, dude, I can't wait, dude.
Is it really feasible? Do you think they would maybe pull out a miracle and do something like this? What do you think?
The sad thing is it's probably going to be like one of the lowest rated AEWs of all time because they're not going to plan it right, you know? And that moment is probably going to pop a little bit, but it's not going to be the reaction that we're all expecting where it's going to be this like game-changing thing in AEW. I really don't think it's going to be, but you know, I'm hopeful, man. I'm hopeful that it sets off something over there. They need somebody. Shane may be the guy to go over there and give them a direction to go in at least, you know?
I mean, Shane's got more money than he could ever spend in 10 lifetimes, guaranteed.
Yeah,
this isn't a money thing to him. He's got to be passionate about this.
It's a passion thing, and I think that he's a little sour that his family's name got ruined in the wrestling business, the legacy.
I agree. I definitely think there's a division here.
Yeah.
I think there's a division here between Stephanie and Paul and Linda and Vince and Shane right now.
Oh, Jude, if Vince comes in, excuse me, sorry, he's definitely going to have some sort of he's investing. If he's coming in, he's investing. He's throwing a shitload of money at AEW, and he will have some sort of control. No doubt about it.
Lorraine says, go back to the, this is from the final Nitro. Vince comes out. I own AEW. Shane says the contract is signed by McMahon, but Shane McMahon, Shane's the new owner of AEW. It'd be fun revisionist.
It'd be a great moment. It'd be a great moment.
It'd be a great moment. I'd like to see just Vince come out and just destroy everybody.
Hit that no chance. Fucking, dude.
That would be
80 years old and all. Fucking G shit, you know?
Just coming out and doing it. 100%.
He's doing the Billy walk the whole way.
What's going on, Javier? Nice to see you. Jack Perry versus BD. Yep, we'll get into that in a second. Jon Moxley is the new owner, but the money is on Shane. I think it's going to be Shane, of course.
I think Moxley's probably going to be like his enforcer, probably.
Or his like top player for them, basically. Yeah. You know, this was stupid because later on in the show, he's going out to the production people in the back and is getting weird and goofy and shit again and all that stuff. And then ends up beating these guys down. And then this mystery woman comes out. And you're like, who the hell is this? Is this somebody good? Are we getting a big sign? Is this Becky Lynch coming and joining up? You know? And then she turns around and the fucking crowd goes mild because nobody knows who the fuck she is. Yeah. The crowd goes mild. Nobody knows who the fuck this chick is. And everybody, I didn't know who it was at all. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, you know, I was just thinking of the Conor McGregor, like when I saw her. I'm looking at him I'm like,
who the fuck is that chick?
Yeah. I'm like, who is this motherfucker right here? I was like, what is this the big surprise about this angle with her?
Right.
Shit, I don't have the Conor meme on there anymore. I was going to do it. Damn it. I used to have the Conor meme over there.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is this guy? So it's Marina Shafir. I know she's been on the roster there for a while. She's the one that had that
multi-time champion of your State Fair Carnival.
Yeah, pretty much. Notably known as being Ronda Rousey's buddy and somebody that's pretty much got a contract because of her. So,
well, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if Ronda shows up in AEW one day.
She already did.
No, I'm saying like
full time
to wrestle. Yeah,
yeah. And Marina's the wife, I think, of Roderick Strong too. I'm sure Roderick's got a lot of clout in the back. He's a big star. So. Yeah. They bring this chick out, and nobody at all reacts. It's just like a fart in church, you know?
Yeah.
Fart in church. You bring Marina Shafir, and then they mention it a few minutes later, you know, into this stupid segment. That's Marina, you know, here comes that mask goof, Excalibur.
Yeah.
You know, that's Marina Shafir. That's Marina Shafir.
He's going to do a tope suicida.
Tope suicida. I mean, he's like talking her up like she's fucking Becky Lynch coming in.
Good Lord.
God. So what are they going with this? It's got to be a takeover, like we were talking about, right? It's got to be some takeover angle.
Do you hope for that? Do you hope Shane shows up and it's what we're talking about?
I hope Vince shows up.
I hope Vince shows up. I think Vince would be the real like meter mover, you know?
Yeah.
And if he does, then that means he's throwing money at it and investing and takes it to a different level. If you've got 3 billionaires behind that, they're a true competitor for WWE at that point. Vince may be old, man. He may be in his 80s, but I think he could light some fire under AEW's ass.
She's the chick from Nobody Fucking Knows.
Yeah.
Mercedes marries Tony Khan. They divorce in an angle feud over the ownership of it. A lot of people have talked about this online. I've seen too that they think that there's going to be this relationship between these two, not only in real life, but something on storyline. I don't know. There's like rumors that he's in love.
I hope not.
I know he's got a girlfriend and everything. I'm not saying he's doing it, but people insinuate this all the time. So whatever.
Did you see that her robe was $10,000?
Why? Why? To come out for that slop that she came out to?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. She's the only lady from Parts Unknown.
Yeah.
The mystery woman is Sable, and Lesnar owns AEW.
Parts of Who Gives a Shit.
I'd love to see Lesnar kill everybody over there, but after that, I don't know what are you going to do? You're going to match?
I don't want Lesnar going into AEW.
What are you going to do? You're going to put Lesnar in a main event match with Swerve?
How many times are we going to see Lesnar versus Wardlow in that situation?
Yeah, see, this is interesting here. Ranton mentions it. This is what I'm thinking here too. I was going to mention this in a second. It looks like it's now going to be Mox's group versus AEW versus the Elite faction. You can't forget the Elite out of this now because they're the first ones that crossed Tony Khan. There's been no payoff to this whatsoever, basically. That was just poorly done, too. So what are you going to have 3 of these big factions? Do we really need another faction in AEW, Richie?
No, we don't. They're already watered down with factions. And you know what? They're worse at factions than WWE is right now, if that tells you anything. Yeah.
Rainmaker's already with Banks. I saw that stuff with him and Sasha. I thought that was funny, Rand. Actually, Okada's a funny character, bro.
I like Okada.
He's got personality. He really does. I think he does.
Everybody was comparing him to Akira Tozawa. I'm like, no. This guy has the wrestling ability. He's funny. He's got charisma, and he translates over to our market. Yeah, he's a star, dude.
100%. Jeff Jarrett buys AEW. He's the new AEW owner.
Oh, God.
I think that
happens. I'm out.
That sale, too. She's fucking his wallet. Might as well fuck the guy attached to it.
You ain't lying about that.
Who will be the cover for 2K25, Richie? What do you think?
2K25?
The video game.
Oh. Who should be the cover of that? John Cena. If he's if he's retiring, definitely John Cena.
Okay. I want R-Truth. Give it to R-Truth for me.
Give it to R-Truth. Let's play all of R-Truth's matches back.
Let's do it.
Dope.
All right, so how do you book this one here? How do you book yourself out of this crap that you just started? You got to bring in monsters if you're going to bring other people in with them. All right, you're already stuck with Marina Shafir because you've already brought it. I don't think people will forget now. So you're already stuck with that one. So somebody recently licensed. They had said the copyright on Hurt Syndicate, which everybody's thinking
they're going to bring them in. Of course.
MVP and Bobby Lashley. They're thinking they're going to bring them in.
It's going to be similar to the corporation.
Yeah.
I really think that. I think they're going to do like a corporation gimmick over there with Shane McMahon at the helm of it.
Yep. Coming back with, Lashley, coming back with MVP, Jon Moxley, Marina Shafir, maybe bring a couple other people in. I think that's where they're going with it. Yeah. I think it's the only logical way to book yourself out of this one right now is to try to build a powerhouse stable.
Absolutely.
And I'm not talking pussies, powerhouse.
Powerhouse.
Use Bobby Lashley to murder people because that's the way he looks and that's the way he always should be booked. Absolutely. Don't give him a microphone. Let MVP talk for him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they don't get about Bobby Lashley.
And don't get MVP involved in wrestling. Good God.
Please no.
The guy, his time has passed.
We will give them a mulligan, too, on Marina Shafir, and we'll just pretend it never happened.
Yeah.
Okay? Wipe the amnesia out.
It was a slip.
It was an oops. Okay?
It's a woozy. It's a wazzy.
You get a mulligan on this one.
Right.
All right? You're getting a mulligan on this. Let's bring somebody else in instead of her, please.
Exactly.
Like, let's reorganize this decision just a little bit.
Right.
They're allowed, right?
I'll give them a pass. I mean, it was, everybody slips up and farts in church every now and then.
And by God, the only other thing I'd say to fixing this angle is to tell Jon Moxley, Stop fucking dressing like that and get in shape, man. Put the booze down or whatever you're doing.
Get your black
Put the
leather
burgers
jacket
down,
back
whatever.
on with your orange Mox writing on it. Like, look like a badass, dude. Don't come out looking like fucking Peter Griffin. Like, you know, Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
The new Savage Young guys, Rand said. Okay. Let's see. With Mox, Lashley on this team. Yeah, you got to. 100%. Jude says, you have Lashley and Mox. Who else you bring in? Who else do you think they could bring in for this?
I don't even like that pairing. Like, it sounds so fucking weird putting Lashley with Mox. It's just, isn't it weird?
It doesn't match, right? It's hard to match.
Match at all. I don't know how they're going to do this shit, but the one good thing is we're excited about it, right?
And we're talking about it.
We're talking about it, so they're doing something right. But, you know, there's a lot of good ways you could go about this. There's a lot of bad ways this could turn really shitty really quickly.
No doubt about it. I put the link out in the chat, guys, if you guys want to hop on. I'm sorry if I didn't get to every comment here. We were having some good discussion on this. So if I missed some of the comments, I didn't do it intentionally. I'm sorry. But here we go. I put the link out if you guys want to pop on. Please feel free. Just make sure you got some good audio for us so we can understand what everything you're saying and give you our undivided attention if you want to come on. If not, just stay right in the chat. It's cool too. What about Swerve and Hangman? This is another one I want to rebook a little bit. Why do you bring these guys to fight right now? Okay. And like, we've seen it enough. Okay. They're building it up. I get what they're trying to do with this shit. I don't know who the baby face is, and I don't know who the bad guy is. I have zero idea in this. Swerve is supposed to be the baby face, right?
I guess. You know, you can never tell with their storylines what the hell's going on. My opinion, Swerve should be the heel, you know. I think Hangman is a great babyface and should remain that. He should be drinking beer with the crowd, doing cowboy shit. And Swerve Strickland should be the heel.
All right. Jude, welcome. Jeremy, welcome. Nice to see you guys.
Dude?
How's it going, guys?
Good, man. How are you?
Beard's looking fresh as always.
Always looking good.
Gotta get it. I almost set it on fire today. It was funny.
No, that's not good at all,
good.
dude.
How'd
you do that?
Pro wrestling going bye-bye.
Did you pull something out of Rewind's Punishment Bowl or what?
You know, no.
I like your comment right here, Jude. Let's see. Long storytelling. Hangman needs a way to switch back to be a good guy. All right, Rand. I'll get back to that in a second. Jeremy, what's going on, buddy? How you doing over there?
Doing good, man.
Good, man. I know it's a late night, but it's good to have you on here. And what do you guys think about this? I'll throw it out to everybody. What's going on with this Swerve and Hangman shit right here? Are you guys as confused as I am on who the baby face is and who the heel is? I thought Swerve was supposed to be the good guy, pretty much, but then he's telling people about going to Hangman's house and watching and stalking his wife and children. How is that a baby face move right there?
Yeah, it really is confusing because you give Hangman the darker look and the new music, and he looks like a Barry Windham on Wish.
That's a good comparison.
It is a good comparison.
It's very confusing. Like, to me, it's like Swerve is like more like a neutral, you know, like they've done with Randy Orton in the past. Like, you don't know where it is, but supposedly Hangman is supposed to be a heel.
I don't think he's a good heel.
He's not. He's really not.
Here's my thing with it. This is, again, Tony Khan not knowing what he's doing. He took the title off Swerve Strickland and went, I don't know what I'm going to do with him now. And somebody went, hey, so Hangman and Swerve had a great feud almost a year ago. And Tony went, hey, let's put them back together again then.
Mm-hmm.
What's the storyline?
Oops.
Don't know. You got to revisit it toward Hangman was the face.
Yeah, I mean,
now it doesn't make any sense.
Right, and you're not building to anything. It's just, I think this is just like filler until they figure out what to do with them, you know. And it would have been awesome to do more of an angle when they were actually feuding together, you know. But now it just doesn't make sense. Like, where are you going to go with it? And here's the thing: if Hangman wins over Swerve, which I don't think he will, but if he does, where does Hangman go? Do you put Hangman in the title picture then? but you have all these other people ahead of him in AEW that should be in the title picture.
Sure.
Other than Hangman Adam Page. You know, I would have Swerve going after Okada for a title or going after a different title altogether. And now you have him with Hangman. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
What do you guys think is better for Swerve? Do you guys think Swerve is a better heel or is he a better babyface? What do you guys think?
He's way better as a heel.
Okay, so Jeremy's going with a
Swerve?
heel.
Yeah, definitely. It's easy to make him.
What about you, Rewind? Do you know Swerve?
Yeah, I know he is. Hill, I guess. I don't really care about Hill.
Okay. So 2 heels. Jude, what do you think?
I think you make him neutral.
Okay, just be whatever he is.
I think the crowd, I think you could make him a heel, but the crowd's going to pop for him.
Yeah.
You know, this is kind of like, if you think of it, it's kind of like how Edge was when he was the champion before he got hurt and everything like that, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Edge was a heel, hands down a heel, and the crowd loved him.
Yep.
Same thing with CM Punk. CM Punk was a heel. Crowd loved him.
Yep.
So you can't really, you could book him either way. You know, you could book him as the heel in a match, but the crowd's going to put him over. You know, of course you want to get that heel heat. You know, you want to get the crowd to kind of, you know, get behind the heel in instances.
Mm-hmm.
But for these guys, the crowd's behind them and they're burying whoever they're wrestling against.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter who, you know, so he could go either way. You can make him a heel or you can make him a face. You can make him neutral, you know, so
Sure.
I think it would work for him just to be neutral and then just kind of fill the crowd. Here's the thing, though. AEW doesn't know how to do stories. So they're not going to read the crowd to see how to book them. So
I agree. I think a lot of his best work, though, is like when you put him in a situation where he has to be like absolutely brutal. Like the match he had with Moxley was really good. I don't like the version of Swerve where he's in there doing super kicks and stuff like that. I like the I'm gonna get grimy and dirty and violent Swerve. That's the Swerve that they need, honestly, full time. I think it's my opinion.
what about putting Swerve against Ospreay?
Ugh.
I don't
Wait
know.
for it.
I don't
Wait
know.
for it.
Yeah, wait for it. I want to see where they're going to go with them first. If I didn't let you in on the backstage area, guys, it's just because I'm good to see you, Laza. I'm filled up on slots right now, so if you're in the backstage area, I'm going to be filled up on slots. This is the most I go.
Aussie.
So I took everybody in order. So this is the most I go. So if I had to kick you from the backstage, I just have to keep it cleared off because this is my limit right here that I go with. So I apologize. But all right. So overall, AEW, do you think there's any saving these guys anytime soon, gents? Or do you think that this is just going to be a big clusterfuck for them?
Dude, I didn't think it was that fucking bad, dude. You guys shit all over Jon Moxley. He looked good, dude. He was fresh. He had a fucking nice black shirt on, some green pants.
Oh my god.
So you're supporting it, Rewind, huh?
Fuck yeah, you guys were just shitting all over like it's 2000 WCW, dude. What the
Wow.
fuck?
He's coming out on fire tonight.
Man.
I don't get where all the hate's coming from. That was good. The Garcia angle on MJF, that was fun too. MJF didn't.
Wow.
You didn't say shit. I mean, what MJF said was garbage, but Garcia came out. That shit was fucking fire, dude. And you guys are just fucking busting nuts all over these fucking. Like, I don't fucking get it.
Bro, he
Wait a
is
minute.
on fire tonight.
Rewind, you just got back into watching wrestling, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, give it time.
So are you saying you're jaded then? Is that what you're saying?
What's that?
Are you saying you're jaded then?
Bye.
Ooh.
You said you get back into it, give some time. So
Yes.
you've been in the game for 50, 60 years, right?
Yeah.
So are you a little jaded, maybe?
At least 1 year, buddy. Maybe 2.
The shit
So-
talking tonight. I love it.
Man.
Pump the brakes, though. You thought Adam Cole was actually really
I
good,
meant to
too.
say Adam Coltman or whatever. I meant to say
Hey, Bay.
whatever. Yes.
So Rewind,
okay.
you know what the thing I like about Rewind here with that with his passion? Rewind's actually watching the product now.
Yeah.
See?
I don't see why.
Like I said, give it time.
That's anything though, dude. Like,
Yeah.
there's gonna be
No, but
shit
my
you like.
thing is I'm not really jaded by it. But the thing is if you look at the differences, and I'm not even saying between AEW and WWE, I'm talking TNA, WWE, Ring of Honor, and AEW. If you look at the products across the board, I will admit I've been a wrestling fan since I was a kid, and I've watched it ever since. I never really took a break from it. Here's the thing with AEW. Tony Khan, I would love to I'm going to do some research for next Tuesday. I would love to see what the overall money that he's spending on talent is.
Rewind, do you have pants on?
Yeah, I do.
And
okay.
Oh, thank God.
Somebody in the stream actually wanted to know.
Everybody was
this was a question in the stream. That's how popular Rewind has become.
I can take my pants off if you guys want. I can take it off.
That is how popular he's gotten. He's got people asking if he's wearing pants.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
But like looking at the product across the board, WWE does a phenomenal job with storytelling and building talent.
They really do.
TNA does a really good job at storytelling and building talent. Ring of Honor even does a really good job of building talent and storytelling.
Yeah.
AEW kind of takes a handful of shit, throws it against the wall, and goes, yeah, that'll work. And then we're going to put Taz on commentary.
Okay. Okay, so WWE's been the only show in town since the early 80s, period. I don't give a fuck what you say. They've been around forever.
Yep.
TNA's been around since, what, 02 or 01? Yep. And they had a shit period, too, when they brought Eric Bischoff in. It was fucking garbage. It was fucking WCW
Did
Part 2.
Did you watch it then, Rewind?
What, the early TNA?
Yeah.
When Sting came back, I watched it. Yeah. And then when Taz came back, I watched it, of course. But then it was garbage. It was fucking garbage. It was early WCW. So they had a phase. WWE had a fucking phase too. And Ring of Honor's been around for I don't fucking know how long, forever too, since the early 2000s. AEW's what, 5 fucking years in? Give them fucking time. They have what, Arn Anderson in the background?
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Well, he was back there, okay? They have fucking Dean Malenko.
Whoa.
Yeah. They have a bunch of people. People come and go. It's fucking wrestling. Give them 5 fucking years. That's usually when you give a company 5 fucking years, they shit before they turn a profit. Give it fucking time. And it could be, it's not for you. Like, you could just be like a WWE guy or a TNA guy. It is what it is.
So let me ask you this.
Too, like, you don't have to just be a WWE or
true, but AEW has a certain audience. If you watch the AEW stream, they are balls into it. They love it.
Listen, we give them credit when they do stuff right. Like, there's no doubt about it. We give them credit when they do it right, but they've done a lot more wrong than they have right lately. I mean, that's just a fact, dude. I want them to succeed. Believe me. I don't want them to go down a shit road and us only be back to WWE again. Believe me, I don't want that for anybody. The wrestling
it wouldn't be good for the product.
No, the wrestling product is great when you have competition, and it even has lit the fire under WWE's ass to go back to edgier content when they moved to Netflix.
Yeah,
they've done that as a direct result of having competition again.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, when WWE goes into Netflix, that will start the downfall of AEW. 100%.
It could,
probably,
but it's not good for business, though.
I'm not saying everything AEW does is good, but they have a lot of good to it. Like, I still think the Jon Moxley shit was cool. I think the fucking Garcia thing was cool. And wrestling's not all about matches, too. Like, the Tony Storm shit was fucking dope, dude. The match might have sucked, but everything around it was fucking dope.
Yeah. Tony Storm, Mariah May is the number one thing going for AEW right now.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're right on that because, I mean, you look at WCW, you look at Sting and Hogan. Great storyline. Greatest build-up ever.
Shit match. Yeah. Didn't pan out.
Yeah.
But with AEW too, you got to look at it too, is they take pride in this fact that they call, we're the best wrestle because that's their style. I mean, they got some phenomenal performers over there too. So I think an interesting thing to think about, I think with AEW fans, I don't think people realize that, yes, the AEW fan base is much smaller than WWE for rightful reason that WWE's been around forever. They've been the big game in town, whatever. These 600,000 to 700,000 core people every week that watch AEW, that's probably the most loyal 700,000 people in wrestling, even more than the WWE fans. And I know the WWE fans are way bigger. What I mean by loyal is they will live, die by AEW. They will go to anything they can.
Even if it's bad.
Even if it's bad. They will defend this shit to the end of time. And
check it out online.
Yeah. And let me tell you, that's a powerful thing that he's done something good, that he's developed an audience enough of 600,000 or 700,000 people in this world that think it's the greatest thing ever. So
but you
just got to find a market. it better, I think, and to bring it out. And I think he could incorporate and make the best of both worlds.
I think it made them look really, really bad when you had Cody Rhodes do the whole sledgehammer into the throne thing. You attack WWE right away, and then the fucking guy jumps ship and goes back to WWE. It made them look real bad real quick.
Yeah, but you got to look at it this way too. At that time, AEW kept just stirring the WWE pot. Yeah. You know,
they focused way too much on that in the beginning.
Let them, and I said that from the get-go. Mm-hmm. Stop bringing up WWE. Stop bringing up your competition. You don't have the clout right now to be comparing yourself to them.
You're a chihuahua poking a fucking pit bull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know? Build your product, and then once you get your product to the point where you think you are good, then you slow burn getting into the competition. Right. You know, like right now, Jack Perry is still living off of CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, it makes no sense to me why they keep bringing up WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Let's transition that too, because that'll be my final one I wanted to kind of look at here is Jack Perry, actually. So Jack Perry goes from this CM Punk angle, you know, the whole CM Punk stuff. He's, you know, put out of wrestling for 6 months or so. What was it, like 6 to 9 months that he was gone for? You know, gets a paid sabbatical. He's gone, comes back, playing this whole scapegoat gimmick up. A lot of people shit on him. AEW does the stupid move by releasing that footage, and it just completely just gives everything CM Punk basically said and backfired on him. People still shit on Jack Perry. They did this whole angle with the Elite. I think he's been the brightest point of this angle, and he's probably been the brightest thing that they've had on their TV in a long time. And I can see why they're going with him and Danielson, but it deserves more time to build this up, in my opinion, or with Danielson and him. It deserves more time than 2 weeks to build this up for All Out. This should have been a guy that maybe, if you're really going to pass the buck to somebody and you think Jungle Boy was worthy of it, this should have been the guy maybe at Wrestle Dream when he goes and retires that actually would gain from retiring him. But instead, you're going to throw him in with less than 2 weeks' notice to your next pay-per-view.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it.
It is going to be bad.
Yeah,
I think this is AEW's way of trying to force feed the crowd Jack Perry as a star, and he's not.
No.
And the reason why he's not is because you have so many other people on your roster that are bigger names than he is.
Mm-hmm.
Will he get a rub off of Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson? Sorry, whatever.
If he retires him, absolutely.
Yeah,
I don't think he does though.
He's not doing it All Out. No.
I'm
saying if they would have built it properly and he retired him, he would have got a huge rub
by the end of the year.
By the end of the year.
Do it at the end of the year. I would do it in December at the end of the year in your pay-per-view in December. Do it then, not 2 weeks after he's won the title.
Right.
You know, you don't do it 2 weeks after, because what's the build? How can you build between this week and next week?
You can't.
What do you guys think about this? We'll get right back to that in a second, Jude. Why would you book something right after you do your biggest card of the year and you're putting everything into this? Okay, if you're going to wait a few weeks, great. You know, that's fine. Wait a month or so. Wait 5-6 weeks. Wait a little bit to your next show. You go from your biggest show and you're trying to make this into another big show with All Out, which is what the whole AEW was started on. Was it All In or All Out? One or the other?
All In.
All In.
All In, okay. So this is their big season of the year that they do all this stuff, and you put them 10 days apart from this Dynamite. Why? You know, 2 weeks apart from when you had the show. You can't build storylines in this periods of time.
No.
It's not going to be good storylines either.
Ones. Yeah, not good ones.
No, not good ones.
I reckon Tony Khan's been playing Total Extreme Wrestling too much, and he just follows the simulator.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he comes up with his content.
Well, and one thing
that's pretty good, like AI style.
They need to get rid of some of these titles. You know, they've got way.
They're talking. There is rumors right now that they are going to run with that American title.
Makes sense.
It does, but how? Like, you had your American title champion just lost to Will Ospreay.
What was that originally? The Atlantic title or something?
Yeah, or the
mid-continent.
I've lost track of it. Like, the Continental title sounded good, but then it's like the TNA Global title bullshit television title.
Yeah,
it has no value. It's just like they may as well give them a paper belt.
So where was this title derived off of? That title, the Mid Atlantic belt that they had, or
Atlantic?
Yeah.
Some
awful name. I think they've changed the name of the belt like 3 or 4 times now already, right?
The thing is they're going to turn into WCW. Remember when WCW had a belt for everything? They had a cruiserweight, they had a TV, they had the United States, they had the tag teams.
Did they have a women's tag team championship in AEW or Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
AEW need to bring in a Legends title.
No.
That's what the Bret Hart Cup is or some shit. It's not their version.
Yeah, the Owen Hart Cup.
Yeah, that had a title too. Yeah.
You got didn't they get a title shot or something if they won the Owen Hart? That's how Mariah May got hers.
Yeah.
It's hard to pay attention to some of the stuff. It's very scatterbrained over there for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
TNT, TBS title. Like, what's the go of that?
Yeah. I mean,
or the TNT title, and you don't even on TNT anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
What are they going to rename that to if they don't get the Warner Brothers deal? You know, is it going to be an homage to their first and only contract at that point or something?
The television title,
the internet
Tony
belt.
Khan.
Yeah, the internet belt. You know, because they're going to just stream everything. Then who knows?
Tony Khan will probably let Mercedes Moné win the damn title.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Oh Lord. Please.
She'll be the first woman's heavyweight champion over there. Like.
Here's the thing, he's stuck with her now.
Yeah. Well, he spent so much money. How could you not be?
Yeah.
Let me go around the panel
and
ask.
Leave her.
Yeah, let me ask you guys this on the panel right here. Who's going to retire Danielson? Who's going to be the one to beat him, and when is it going to be? So I'll start with Jeremy. Jeremy, who's going to retire Danielson, and when is it going to be?
Well, before I tell you, I think the reason why they're giving us Jack Perry this quickly is back a few pay-per-views ago, Darby Allin won the right to face the world champion at Wrestle Dream, so he's going to face Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Dream.
Ah, okay.
So
is Darby your pick for
booked. It? So, no, I think it'll be probably Moxley.
When do you think it'll be?
Wrestle Dream would be a good spot, but like I said, Darby's already there. It's in Washington. I say World's End in December.
So play it out the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. And Moxley's going to be your pick to end it?
Yeah, I mean, and to me, though, I know, it's part of the storyline or whatever, but to me, I would lose respect to Danielson as a man because he's came out in promos and said that he's promised his kids that this is his last year.
I think he's the type of guy that's going to honor what he said. I do. Yeah. I think he's going to just work through it the rest of the year. He said he needs surgery last night. He said the next time he loses, that he's retiring. That's what he said last night for anybody who didn't see it. So so there's Jeremy's picks. All right, Jeremy, I'm going to go to Rewind now. Rewind. Who's your pick? Who's going to end it for Danielson? And when do you think it'll be?
It'll be the beginning of the year. It'll be in Washington. And I'm going to go with Moxie or Samoa Joe. One of the two. Yeah.
Interesting picks. Okay. I like that. Why do you guys say Moxley? Is it because of his affiliation with the Blackpool Combat Club and everything like that? Is it just because Moxley might be leading a big faction? Why are you guys thinking Moxley?
Blackpool Combat Club.
Okay. He's going to turn on them?
Yeah.
All that or just because it's Moxie? Who knows what the fuck he's doing right now?
Yeah.
From that left it up in the air, so who the fuck knows? We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Let the pros do what they do.
All right. I like it. Laza, what do you think, man?
I've got 3 picks.
Okay.
Like, I'd probably be most inclined to say Will Ospreay just because he's the big darling and current trend, even above MJF. MJF sort of got publicity, whatnot, but I think Ospreay's also got the indie darling thing going on as well as the Japan stuff. But the safest one, I think, in regards to safe worker, would be Orange Cassidy. Because he's he's got his comedy stuff, but he's got a reputation as being a really good worker, and he could be someone to pass the torch to, where he's probably similar to Danielson. But then outside of that, I'd probably say MJF or Ospreay, but Ospreay is probably the main pick, I reckon.
Okay.
Even though he's not so safe, but I think because of how much he's trending, even above MJF, I think he's trending above MJF because MJF's got mainstream popularity, but Ospreay's got mainstream meets cult popularity, and I think Ospreay would probably be the main one.
Okay. All right. Good stuff, Laza. Thank you. What about you, Jude?
I think that the one person in AEW that they have been leaning towards to kind of take over and be a star for them is Darby Allin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Darby Allin benefits the most from it, and I think it would catapult Darby Allin out of the Sting stigma. You know, like right now it's Darby Allin, and they should have never brought Sting out over the weekend. Ever. They should have. He retired. He had his retirement match. Go away. You know, I think though that Darby Allin would get the biggest rub from beating Bryan Danielson. I don't think Mox needs it. Mox is Mox. You know, I don't think he needs that. Jack Perry would be my close second to that, but I really do think you're going to get Darby Allin beating Bryan Danielson, because also you don't need to have a heel versus face match for Bryan Danielson's last match.
No.
Because they're going to pop for either one of them. But I think you have him beat him in December, and you go into the year building your company off of the back of Darby Allin.
And see, what you're saying makes sense too, because remember on last night, Moxley said that he wanted to see Darby Allin. He wanted to talk to Darby Allin. This could be a situation where they
number one contender,
where they swerve all of us, and they have Darby pull a Jeff Hardy heel turn like he did in TNA, and they put him in a group with Moxley.
Copeland retires Danielson, then Copeland retires after the match. Okay, that's from Sean. Go ahead, Jude.
You could do a Darby Allin wins and then aligns himself with Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
You know, you have Darby Allin as the face of AEW, and then he turns on Tony Khan and gives him the big fuck you.
I just think Darby Allin needs to stay like the anti-establishment guy. I feel like that would fuck everything up for him.
I think well, here's the thing though, you could have him as, you know, he's the AEW guy, he's the heart and soul of AEW, and then the heart and soul of AEW goes and joins Shane.
Yeah.
You know, and that could start out a whole new angle with everything.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Darby Allin against Ortega.
Well, they were talking too with
or Omega, sorry.
Yeah. I think somebody was mentioning Omega, I think on the last stream too, as a potential person. Have Omega and Danielson ever locked it up with one another before? Maybe once, right?
Once
in
New Japan.
Oh, really? One time?
It went to time limit, did it not?
It did, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
It was a good match.
So they got no clear winner in it.
No, it was like a 60-minute time limit.
There's already a story there.
That's an exciting one, though, too.
Yeah, that AEW won't do.
Yeah. Darby's a fascinating one for a reason, too, that you mentioned when we talk about Moxley, because Moxley was coming out looking for him in that opening segment, telling you know, Darby Allin, I want to talk to you type of thing. It's a great way to have Darby Allin stick it to the biggest babyface out there and have him turn heel, too, by aligning with this group who Jon Moxley takes out one of his best friends, you know, Bryan Danielson now. I mean, Darby Allin makes a lot of sense when you guys mention it. I didn't know about the Wrestle Dream till tonight, so I think probably Darby Allin makes the most sense out of everybody here and is the one that could benefit the most from this. And you could potentially set up a monster angle, you know, a monster takeover with this. What about you, Richie? What do you think?
So I'm going to go with one just to play devil's advocate to be different. You know, AEW hasn't used this guy to his full potential, and I think as a heel, he's phenomenal. He's just a guy that everybody can hate. And I got to be honest with you, I got to go with Pac. I think they haven't used him to his full potential. The match would be a tear down the fucking house match. So I think Pac would be the best fit, man, and it would get some momentum under him again. And they've already got a history together, and I think it would tell a great story.
Well, they set up Pac and Ospreay for All Out, or no, it's for after All Out, I think.
Yeah,
because Pac already has a match at All Out, right?
Right.
With Ospreay.
I'm just saying who I would go with. I'm not saying they're going to go with him. I just think that would be a good fit.
Who do you think they go with, though?
Who do I think they go with? I'm thinking it's probably going to be Jack Perry. They've got something there. They don't know what it is yet. I think they're going to take some time to kind of pan that out. But Jack Perry, he's a star in the making to them. I'm not saying that he is to me. I'm just saying you can see they're putting a lot of stock in Jack Perry now.
Yeah. They should have waited it out for him for just a long time, to me. I just don't know why they had to rush. Yeah, with Jack Perry. I just don't know why they had to rush this out. Well, he's probably the biggest one to gain from this, though.
I agree. I agree. I think it'll, especially if you retire that guy, he's a fan favorite. Whether we like Daniel Bryan or not, the fans love him. And whoever's going to get that rub as a heel, you're going to get over big on it. So it's definitely a huge deal.
So I think their biggest struggle is that they haven't found their legit company guy since Cody left.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've all agreed that what they're doing right now, they don't have a good product right now. But let's not forget too that WWE wasn't very watchable when COVID hit. And
it wasn't watchable before that when they were having the celebrities guest hosts every week.
You got
anybody remember the computer?
Oh,
yeah. Jesus Christ!
What I'm getting at too,
you had to remind us.
You got AEW. The only really smart thing that they've done is they had fans during COVID where WWE didn't.
Yeah,
and that's when they were actually really peaking. And then when Cody leaves, that knocks the wheels off the bus, in my opinion. I think they need to find the right company guy, and they need to do it fast because, like I was talking to Richie and John earlier, competition is healthy, and they need to get it quick because if they go out of business, I mean, WWE is just going to become stale again, and that's just going to hurt all the wrestling fans in general.
You're right.
And like we're talking about Ospreay, like I like Will Ospreay, and like. Yeah, I heard about him in New Japan and everything, and like he's still new to me. I'm sure once I'm watching more, I'll probably go still up like everyone else has. But AEW needs to fix the problem. They need to fix it fast.
Yeah.
All right. Good perspectives, gentlemen. It was always a pleasure to have each and every one of you on. Jeremy, Jude, Laza, Rewind. It's always a pleasure to have you gentlemen on, and everybody else as well that come through. Always enjoy it. Tuesday night we'll be back, fellas. Rewind. Do you think we would like to have a segment that maybe you could do on the next episode? We were talking about Richie wanted to pitch this idea. It'd be called the Punishment Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you get to tell any of your wacky and wild stories once or twice.
Okay. Okay.
Richie had this idea. He says, "We got to ask him.
We got to do it. We're
going to put you on the spot then on the air. So
it's no wrestling shit. So
it's all good. This isn't just a wrestling show.
When's the next blind date for you, Rewind?
Yeah, what do we got coming up?
No, I just had one. Didn't go well. I might take a break. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm on the.
Oh, so the Punishment Bowl can happen now.
Well, I still got stories to say. I mean, I got other crazy stories too about my buddy who shits on everything. So.
Yeah.
You guys are the best.
We do Rewind's nightly dating advice.
Hell yeah. Dude, the guy goes to DomCon. That's badass. I couldn't pull that out of me.
I applaud him for having no filter and just having the confidence to talk about it.
Yeah.
Who cares? Everyone in my personal life knows.
If you have the internet, you've seen it.
Huh?
Yeah. It's a weird
I said, if you have the internet, you've seen it.
Yeah. And if there's any chicks out there, hit me up,
I have. I could be the intermediary if Rewind gave us permission. If any of the babes out there looking for a date, you can just message the page here. I can forward your information on to him, and you can go from there. So,
Do you wear your HBK shorts, John?
If I can go find them in my safe downstairs, because I hold those near and dear in my safe, I'll rock them out.
I'll buy you.
We have derailed.
Shit.
They have their Romo Vaseline.
Kids,
I don't know why.
Oh. Rewind. I got to show you a room in my house one day. No.
Whoa. Don't show the room.
It fits exactly. There's a room in the downstairs of my house, guys.
I don't want to play.
It's unfinished. I got to show the picture to him one day. This would be like the perfect dungeon for him. I could picture Rewind after learning about the Punishment Bowl having a dungeon.
I can show you my ex's dungeon. I got pictures of that if you want to see that.
You said you had a room that looked like a dungeon, and he started smiling.
I've had two exes who had dungeons.
What happened?
We broke up.
You don't say.
It puts the lotion on the skin or gets the hose again.
Yep. Well,
it's a party too. All right.
We'll definitely have to hear some legendary stories from the Punishment Bowl on Tuesday. Okay.
There's more to the Punishment Bowl. I can take stuff out. It's the whole thing. I don't know if you.
I can't wait to hear this.
As long as you don't put them in, we're all good.
I'll for the next show. For those who might not have listened to the interview yet, I'll clip it from where Rewind first tells me and Richie on this great interview we had with him, which is available on our YouTube audio outlets and our Facebook. Just go check us out. Random Conversations, Tales from the Truck, The Legend of Rewind. Great episode. I'm going to clip that part of it so you get the full description of Rewind talking about the Punishment Bowl, and you should hear Richie's reaction,
dude.
So Richie got very excited by it, I think. Don't you, Rewind?
One of the highlights of my life.
Richie has some kink behind his eyes. I can see he's a dirty.
Oh god. Oh god.
Just Rewind. Sean wants to know if you have a blow-up doll named Patches.
No, I like the real thing.
Okay. Yeah, he's not for the plastic. It's not for the plastic. All right, guys. Well, we will see you guys on Tuesday, guys. I'm going to close the studio down in the background. So thanks for coming out and joining us, guys. And we will see you back again on Tuesday, okay?
I'll see you guys.
All right, night, guys. Well, I really appreciate everybody sticking with us here late tonight. I know we went on a little later than normal here tonight, yeah. So I really do appreciate it, guys. You guys coming out late with us. This was just an impromptu, fun show that we were doing, so we really do appreciate this once again. Richie, closing thoughts before we get on out of here tonight, my friend.
Oh, I'm just glad everybody got to show up on an impromptu show, man. It's awesome. We got to go an hour and 40 minutes here, and everybody had a good time. Everybody had fun, laughs, and that's what this show's about, dude. So I've been enjoying the ride with you guys, and just thanks for all the support and everybody showing up. And again, man, we're going to see you down the road. We got a lot of exciting stuff. That interview is going to be badass. You know, Ricardo Rodriguez, the manager of Alberto Del Rio, got a lot of questions for him. You guys write your questions down. We'll make sure we get them to him, and we're going to have fun.
Absolutely. Sean said this was fun. Rian said have a great night. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Like I said, we know it was impromptu. It was late. We just like to have a casual style show tonight. We
for sure
just joking around and cutting up with everybody. No, not using this for the radio or anything like that.
We can't. We
just funny, man.
Quicker than shit.
Seriously, this one's I like. Like we all just get some good laughs. Jeremy said I had a great time. This was a hilarious show. Rewind says thanks, great show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, these are always fun because of you guys. It's a lot of fun. Well, everybody, you guys have a great long weekend. I really, for Richie, I know I speak for him on this one. I hope you guys have a safe and happy long weekend if you're here in the States with your families. And if you guys are listening to this anywhere else around the world, if you're not celebrating some this weekend, have a safe weekend too. And come on by every week. We're here every Tuesday and multiple other times on our Facebook and YouTube, Wrestling with Reality. Just make sure you subscribe and follow those pages. We'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks to everybody. We got over 1,000 subs now on YouTube. We are like within
so
very
close.
Such close to distance to get monetized over there.
We can taste it.
Yeah, keep it coming, guys. We really appreciate it. So thank you to everybody for that as well. And thank you to you guys for all just being you and giving us some laughs and having a good time with everybody here tonight.
Yeah, you guys make the show for sure.
No doubt about it. All right, guys. We'll see you again on Tuesday. Have a great, safe weekend. For Richie, I'm John. We're out of here. We'll see you guys again on the next episode of Wrestling with Reality.